have a vision for this vlog. Morning. I'm just starting it off. No little montage or anything, huh? I didn't anticipate doing that. Can you tell? I surprised myself. But you know what? Here we are. Let's just get down to it, huh? Let's get down to the days in the life that you're all expecting anyways here. I don't know why my brain isn't working right now. Like my Monday, like I can't register that today is Monday. Do I have a left-handed port? I don't think so. Neat. Wow. The weekend was just so fun. You would have seen it because there is a vlog that would have come out Sunday, and I don't know, it was like the perfect blend of like activities but also like home cleaning. Like the house feels so good and cozy now. It's all clean and I just want to be here and enjoy it. And honestly, it's going to be a fun couple days because I have a vision. I want to really dive into what AAC push-in looks like. However, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me as a content creator. I cannot film like a full push-in session. It's very invasive. We're gonna see what it looks like. I'm excited. So you're on this journey with me. I'm looking at the time and I'm running late. So we're gonna get to the speech room. I have a meeting first and foremost, and then we'll get to planning. Test. So if I'm talking like this, can you hear me? So I don't have to talk so loud when I'm vlogging. In here, that'd be amazing. Meeting was had. I have a little list, a little to-do list that I made for us, for you and me. And first things first, I need to finish a report. I'm almost done. I actually just need to like double check everything. That's the stage we're in, so we love that when we're there. It's amazing. Because this is an AAC report, so this is perfect because we're talking about AAC in this vlog. This is a report where I am determining that a child does require a device. He is showing that he's very interested in the device, which is very exciting for me. And then that he understands like this is for my communication. Maybe the third like full AAC assessment I've done where I really like see that right away. You don't always, and that's okay. You just keep modeling and everything. So it's just, you know, every kid is different, every individual is different, every AAC user is different. I need to go in and I need to change and add a goal. So I need to change his current goals to make sure that they include, like in a total communication goal, it includes utilizing AAC as one of the options for him to be communicating with. And then I also need to write like kind of a foundational goal of like, you know, he will learn to navigate it. Like I need to look through and like actually figure out what goal, but that's kind of where my head is at right now. Just like, yes, we need to add a goal. Don't know which one it's going to be. It's going to be something that's very early AAC user appropriate. And then we will kind of work our way through the to-do list to get to planning our AAC push-in. I do have an IEP meeting today at 2, so I have to get everything done by 2. That is the goal. So there was just an earthquake. I don't know if it's a new phone update or what, or if this is, I don't know why, but I got a little notification saying earthquake detected on my phone, and then like within like 5 seconds, things started moving. And I'm alone today. So I'm like, what do I do? Hope everybody's okay. It's just weird. My heart's just still kind of a little bit going like this from just like getting the update, and then yeah, anyways. Very interesting things. Just realized I didn't bring lunch today. I knew I didn't bring lunch, but I just remembered that I didn't bring lunch. So I'm gonna have to go figure that out in a little bit, in like an hour and a half or so. I do have one more IEP I need to work on, but I figured before I get to that, we can start to plan for like AAC push-in, and I can kind of walk you through what that looks like. Clip up, because I want to take you. I feel like the audio is not as good when I'm clipped, maybe because my hair covers it. So I need to like make sure my hair is not touching this microphone so you can hear me. Okay, so obviously in my world, there are core boards everywhere. I have them on my lanyard. I have big ones. There's one like this in every classroom that I work in. Whoops, hello. And we've taken time throughout the year, obviously, to teach each word and build it. So what that looks like is me doing a circle time lesson in the classroom. Every week have added a new word to the board. So it starts out blank, and then we go in and do like 2 to 3 words a week. Well, that's what we did this year. Next year it'll definitely only be 2 a week because 3 is a lot for the kids to learn. And now we're in the point where we're reviewing them. So now I'll go in and I'll just like take 2 words off the board. We'll review them. I'll do a short lesson with like a story. So like last week, I did the words in and on, and we sang the song 5 Speckled Frogs, which is right there. I brought in a small version of like a songboard, and we sang that and practiced in and on. So that's like, when I think about doing any AAC push-in, like that's the start, is like learning about the symbols, learning that there's different ways we can communicate, making that connection, like bridging that gap, because then that helps the teachers learn how to model it here. And also the kids, all of the kids, gen ed peers, all of them learn that, you know, they can be modeling with this, that their peers that maybe are utilizing these a little bit more, the more complex communicators, they now understand what they're saying with it. In the classroom, I have these everywhere. Like the teachers have this size of the core board. I have it on this in the speech room, but they have those everywhere. And then there's multiple flip books in the classrooms, which we probably are going to tweak and add a little bit more, but all the fringe vocabulary is up here. And then the same core board for that motor planning piece is right there. And so all the kids have access to this. So when I go to push in, again, I'm doing a whole group lesson once a week to teach these, and then bringing in that activity that kind of corresponds. But then everything is available to, if I'm running a center, for instance, so I can adapt and modify is what I'm trying to say. So if I'm running a center, I've got the core boards, whether they're the 8.5 by 11 single core board or the fringe flip book, whatever, those are available and ready to be utilized. And then another aspect of that is when I push in to like service and provide services for an individual child, where maybe we're utilizing more of the core boards or we're utilizing their device, and I'm pushing in specifically to work with aided language modeling on their device or choice making or whatever, we still have low-tech options available. When I am teaching these words, we have come up with kind of a system, and when I say we, I mean my preschool SLPs and myself have come up with like a lesson plan for each word. So like when we're teaching the word more, we have like a full slideshow for how to teach more, for how to sign more, for how to practice more at snack time, how to practice it during play. There's videos that we've found on YouTube that help reinforce or like the teaching of that word, stories, like all those things. There's like all kinds of resources in this slideshow that we've made, because not only do we want to be using it, but we want our teachers to be using it as well. So we've made it very easy and accessible for them. That's what we present on when we went to Kasha, when we went to Casey last year. Well, we're going to go back and present more at Casey, I think, this year. Like, that's what we're talking about, is like how easy it is once you have the resources. Now, we use Boardmaker in our district, so all of the images come from Boardmaker, and the reason we use it is because that's what we had. We're also very good at DIY, like use what you can, do what you can with what you have. And so a lot of our materials that we've made ourselves come with the resources that have been provided for us. So that's part of the reason why the copyright's really hard. Like, I can't just share our core boards with you. I can't sell them because the artwork doesn't belong to me or my team. When it comes to AAC, we did not come up with this idea like just like, boom, it popped in our heads. We have plenty of free resources that we've modified, or not modified, but that we've taken and then adapted, because there were like words and symbols that we needed on our core board that we found very useful in our program that maybe weren't on some of those free core boards that are out there. Like, you can find core boards on Open Access. My favorite one that's very similar to this is Open Access, which I will link below. It's a free core board that you can download. If you have your own like iPad with Prolog Quote to Go or any other AAC tools on it, you can screenshot and then print the core board that you're using there, so you have that same layout on both your low-tech and your high-tech. That's always an option too. Very brief synopsis of what a push-in day might look like in terms of integrating AAC into the classroom. Obviously, tomorrow we are going to get really into it, and then I can kind of describe things as we go, because it just makes more sense when you can see it. So tomorrow we're going to recreate last week's
lesson from the other site, I'm gonna do in and on, and I'm gonna bring in 5 speckled frogs. Let me grab it. Whatever theme the kids are learning, like wherever they're at in their curriculum, I like to try and pair my activities as much as I can with both the core boards and with the theme. I love using songs like this. Again, things that we've just made on our own, but like are super cute, super useful, get a lot of loving in our classrooms with our kids. But for now that we've explained, we've planned, I feel good. I always feel good when we plan together. Not that that's like a huge plan. We have a direction. It does feel good. Okay, so now I gotta work on more paperwork.
Obviously, did a little editing. I actually have the YouTube video ready. It's in the reviewing stages, which is really exciting because it's very rare for a Monday. But Mark and I are getting ready to go on a walk, and we have a fun package that I was like walking up the steps. I was walking up the steps. No, I was getting ready to go upstairs and I looked at our front window and I was like, there's a package on the doorstep. And I could see from the window that it was from L'Occitane, which is my favorite kind of PR package. So let's open it together. March, are you paying attention? Mark gets excited about these as much as I do. Oh my gosh, I just saw what it is.
All right. Celebrating Earth Month.
Celebrating Earth Month. It's the almond stuff.
Yeah, that's absolutely good.
Dude, this is my favorite. I'm not a body wash person. I like a good body wash, but like I've never gotten into one until this almond shower oil because it's so nourishing, I feel like, for my skin. What is this? Oh, it's just a refill.
For that? Oh, nice.
That's awesome. We will be using this. I love that. One tree planted. Thank you, L'Occitane. That was exciting. Happy Earth Day, everybody. On this day of Marie is trying to figure out microphones, I can't figure out how to connect this. I got this one to try out. It's a DJI. Amazon came through because the one yesterday, I feel like I have to hold it for the sound to be good. Otherwise if it's like here, clipped on here, the sound is going out of my mouth this way and it's getting muffled by like my hair, my clothes, my chin. I don't know, but we're gonna try this one. It had really good reviews. I just can't figure out how to pair it to my phone. But right now, I gotta get up to the classroom. Oh shoot, I'm a minute late. Take one more sip of my smoothie, grab my coffee, and we're gonna head up. Girl, you keep doing this. Food, go more. It's right here. There we go. Look it. Today you could have raisins or you could have crackers.
No.
Crackers or raisins. Circle time was great. I am going mic-less. I am struggling to get mics to connect, and I am not a fan of the way the audio turned out from yesterday's footage, so I'm sorry that you had to endure that. But we're just gonna go back to the basics, and I will figure mic things out this summer. It'll be a summer project, along with wedding planning, which is exciting. But yeah, we did circle time, and the kids loved 5 Speckled Frogs. It's always a hit. You can never go wrong with that song. Highly recommend incorporating that into your whole group lessons, especially with core words, because it does so much. Like, you can get so much out of it, and there's so much repetition in songs like that. I then stayed for snack time to push in. So the way that I kind of think of this is if my kids get 20 minutes of push-in services for the day, like for today,
10 minutes of that can be snack time. I'm sitting with them. I have 2 AAC users, so I just was kind of with them back and forth. What was really cool today was next to each of them, I put a peer model that I said, hey, help them. You can practice on the iPad too. And so they were like modeling like, I want more cookie or cracker. And it was really cool because one little boy was like all into it. Like he liked the other little girl, the peer model was there like with him. And then my other student, she was kind of apprehensive about it, but like paying more attention. So there's buy-in there. And you know, we're just modeling some of the core words and then the fringe on Proloquo to go. I kind of go back and forth, but today, I usually have them sitting next to each other. Today, I had an aide working with the little boy. He's just a little bit more proficient with Proloquo to go, so she was with him because he needs like minimal to moderate modeling, almost like just reminders to like request using his communication device, whereas my other student, we're doing a lot of heavy aided language modeling for her, so I'm like sitting there the whole time. So her peer model and I were kind of going back and forth, and I was showing him, like, I was basically modeling for the both of them. Snack time is a really great time with AAC because you really get a lot of mileage out of the strategy of choice making, because they're making choices for what to drink, what to eat, and like food for most of my students, not all the time, but for the most part, is highly motivating, especially if you have like 2 of their preferred choices, because then, or you have one preferred and non-preferred. So it's like really easy for us to work on yes and no and having that autonomy through the choice making. One of the things that I'm not going to do today, but sometimes I will do, is I will go in, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I'll go in and run a center. We're going to do that in a couple weeks, my SLPA and I, and there we will, have the core boards out, get a lot of aided language modeling in with low tech, high tech, no tech, all of the things. But I am going to go back today for center time and do more pushing with the devices, with, those strategies that we were talking about yesterday.
That's right, Paint, so you could say hi. Wow. What color? Green. Here's green. Want to open?
Open. Pink.
Blue? No, we're gonna use paint. I'll open it. Open.
Eraser.
You're silly.
Eraser.
Eraser. Oh, Nighthawk.
I can play with
What do you have? A seal. Help me. Yeah, that's a polar bear. Look it. Walrus. Go. Ready, set,
Go.
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 Go down.
Go.
Go. Where did they go? Should we open?
Open.
Open. Had a fun time pushing in. So basically a lot of what it looked like was me at circle time modeling with whatever activities they were already doing. So one of the centers was painting, which I love art for AAC because there's so many choice making opportunities and so many opportunities for aided language modeling. So with my first little guy, I do a lot. He's the same little kid that I could kind of step back from and let him, I can model it once and then he kind of takes over. So he was doing really great making color choices, and I was modeling like paint or colored pencils. And then he was able to kind of make a decision and choose which one he wanted. So art is a really good time for AAC. All of it is, but like it's really easy when you're starting out with maybe a trial device or something to have those very hands-on activities where there is that opportunity for choice making, modeling a lot of functional core words and things like that.
Another center was like kind of a free play center, but also like they were specifically looking at animals. So that was really cool because he got really excited. It was really motivating for him to realize he could label each animal with Proloquo to go. So that was so much fun, and proud of himself and took such pride. I'm actually writing him a specific goal to be able to carry his iPad around. So we practiced that today. I just kind of wanted to see if he would like understand, like he takes it with him. So with the first time it was like more like 2 verbal prompts, and then like I showed him like, you hold it, he grabbed it. And then the second time I said, here, take your iPad, and he grabbed it from me and took it to the next center. So it was really cool to see him taking that ownership of his device as well. And then I did work with my other little one, but she's like, we're like in pure aided language modeling without any expectation. Like we're not there yet. But she will sometimes attempt to imitate when like open or all done. So it's inconsistent. So I just keep modeling, and she did really, really good with that. Then she looked at me and said, go to speech. She's very GLP, and like most of her scripts are not functional, which is why I got a device going for her, because she kind of just scripts Miss Rachel all day long, and we're trying to figure out like if it's applicable, like if it's functional. Sometimes I hear things and I'm like, no, that's totally functional right here. But then sometimes it's like we're having a hard time understanding her and she gets frustrated. So we've got the device in place, and so now she's doing a lot more of like open more, like open, but she's like doing kind of the scripts that we've gone through, the functional scripts with her core board on Proloquo to go. And now she looks at me and verbally says like, go to speech. Okay. So, the teacher's like, just take her. She really wants to go. And she really does. She likes coming. It's kind of a little bit of like a sensory break for her to come. So I never mind, like just even if it's 10 minutes, because we work together for 10 minutes. So I'm like, let's just go do 10 minutes in the speech room where she's requesting to be, because she comes in, she has a favorite puzzle she does. We do that puzzle. I model a lot of language in between, and then we go back to class, and it's a way for her to regulate. It's a way for us to have a moment together and connect. And it's a way for language to continue to be modeled at her pace, following her lead. So that was really fun. And like, how could you ever deny that? Like, I can't. I have the hardest time saying no to any kid that asks to go to speech.
I just got done with a little workout. I very quickly want to just kind of recap, because we're actually getting ready to get to improv. It's Tuesday, which is kind of our boom, boom, boom day. So I just finished working out. I'm gonna make dinner in a minute and kind of get ready to go at the same time. But I did promise we would recap a little bit of the day, just to I wanted to like walk you through everything that happened today with little tidbits of what makes it possible to push into the classroom. I will just come right out and say a big piece of it is mindset. So basically, today started off obviously by me going in and running that circle time center. So I go in and I've been teaching 1 to 2 words every week to fill the 40-word core board. It has been so cool because when we go in and do that, it's 5 to 8 minutes during circle time. So if you think about it, I do it twice a week because I'm in 2 different classes. So I do it Tuesday, Wednesday, where I push in, take that 5 to 8 minutes in every class, which there's 2 classes a day. So what is that? 32 minutes max every week, where I am pushing in and at the end of the circle time, the teacher does her thing, and then I get up and I quickly go over everything. Today, for instance, we did in and on. I did the 5 speckled frogs, review the words, we work on the sign, on and in. So we practice the sign. I did talk about, you say in when like you get in bed, or you put your milk in your cup. You say on when you are sitting on the carpet, or you put the toy on the table or whatever. It's cute because then some of them say, I am on, the chair. That's the time that we get a lot of peer modeling, and it's really cool because I am in that full inclusion preschool classroom. I don't bill for circle time. I get this question a lot, like for those whole group lessons, and I don't know how to answer it if you're not in California. But in California, per ed code and billing and whatever, I don't actually know where this law falls, but I do know you cannot bill for a group session if there's more than 8 students in that session. And so at my circle times, there's more than 8, so I cannot bill, which is fine. I look at it and I'm like 30 minutes out of the week, I am giving some foundational skills. I am providing opportunities for peer models to be modeling for my students, and I am collaborating with my teachers. I am taking time to be modeling how we can model for the kids and honor total communication. So it doesn't really, if you think about that 30 minutes, does not put a dent in my schedule, because I have realized the need to shift my mindset around how I bill for my students. And then like on a day like today, I go with the class. I'm pushing in throughout like the next, 2.5, 3 hours, where I can get 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like kind of with each student. So that kind of helps with that flexibility of it. I have students, when we think about meeting children where they are, like I have students where our language is thriving on the playground. So I'm like, let's get in there. Like, let's get some spontaneous language. Let's play, let's have fun. And then at centers, maybe they aren't, it's a little bit more structured. Maybe there's non-preferred activities. And so those are maybe the areas where I'm like, pulling out the core boards a little bit more. Obviously outside we can model on the playground core board, but when we're in at center time, we have that whole idea of the core boards being always out, always available. So there's core boards readily available for the students at all times in every center. And so if we have communication breakdowns, or maybe we see them starting, we can be right there with the modeling of the functional words on the core board. So I'll do that. So I'm meeting them where they're at, but I'm finding those natural opportunities throughout their school day to model for them, to provide choices for them, to, give them time to initiate or request or things like that. And then I'm also modeling for the staff that is with them every day. So that's like a really cool thing, right? Because now tomorrow when I'm not there, I am, 90% sure that one of the things I modeled is probably going to get carried over. The whole idea that we're connecting with these kids to help them enjoy communication and all of that, like it's everybody's domain in that respect. And I think it's really cool because it empowers my teachers and my aides to feel like they can help these students, I hope just as much as me. And not that I'm trying to say that, that I don't have any value in there. I know that I do, but I feel like if I can help them feel, confident about AAC and modeling, then it just benefits all the kids, and it benefits them, and it just benefits all of us, because we're all working for these kids, we want them to thrive. So I've really had to, take away the whole grad school mindset where it's like, I have to see these kids for 20 minutes at a time, all at once. I'm meeting them where they're at. I'm gonna see them for 10 minutes at snack, which is what happened today, right? I did, I got 10 minutes in for both of my AAC users. Plus I had other students that I'm like sitting there modeling for with our snack boards and our core boards and stuff, and at centers too. And what was really cool about centers that I got to be a part of is like transitioning from one situation where we were very structured, we're doing a craft, there's a lot of choice making opportunities, into dramatic play where, I'm still modeling on AAC, but now we're like playing with animals. So we're like finding all the different animals, and we're, making animal noises and doing a little bit more like spontaneous like play, and it's not as structured. Obviously, maybe there's less opportunities for choice making, gives me opportunities to be more creative. And it's really cool because then the peer models are like interested in the iPad because they see how I'm using it, and I'm like, go for it, like, yeah, show us what you know on it. Like, everybody can try. I want the peer models and I want the teachers to feel like this isn't a scary thing. When you allow like another child to like try it out and like model on it, they're modeling now, so it's like a free model that you get right there. But it also like helps them feel like, I don't want to say this word, but I'm going to say it just because it's what came to my mind, but it helps them feel comfortable with that style of communication. They're learning that we all communicate in different ways. They're learning how to honor all communication. It is a really cool thing to see that, it's not something scary. It's not something like different. I mean, it is different. Like it's a different form of communication. It's a part of our classroom. It's a part of our environment. We're all learning together. And so, yeah, I really love that. And that's kind of the mindset that I've really hoped that other people start to take with AAC. Really a cool thing. It's really fun. If you have any more questions about integrating AAC into the classroom, feel free to ask in the comments, but I also would encourage you to go check out our Instagram. I will link it. We started this Instagram when we did our CASHA presentation, because this is exactly what we did our presentation on. Our Instagram is the Communication Trio. So I'll link that below because we're starting to share more. We're in the thick of our IEP season, so give us some grace, but we are starting to share more because we want to bring like tangible, applicable tips to you so you could like go start trying things in your classrooms, you know, tomorrow. A couple days in the life is gonna end on a really fun improv note, and why don't we get to that? Okay, all right, see you there.
Saw Ralph's Ralgus on the way here. He has not changed a bit.
We were playing the game of what's the coolest license plate we could find.
Who you were?
No, it kind of turned into that. What was the other one we saw? Girls
Rock. GRLZROCK.
Girls Rock. Girls Rock. I got so sleepy on the drive to improv,
I got energized.
and Mark got energized.
Actually, to be honest, I got sleepy too. It's because we ate tacos.
Yeah, lots of tortillas in my stomach right now. But
Yeah, you had like 15 tacos.
oh, I had 4 because I had one before you came in the house.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I was just kidding.
Anyways, all right. See you inside the class. Maybe I'll actually get improv footage today since I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I love it. It was just.
We're home, and I am a sleepy girl. I wanted to thank you for being along for this ride, talking about all things AAC, talking about pushing and letting me kind of chat with you and just honestly answer questions that have come up a lot recently. So I hope that there was value to be found in this video, and I hope that you know, if you do have other questions that pop up, like I said, I'm putting resources for you in the description, but I'm also happy to answer anything if you were to ask in the comments. So please feel free to do that. Oh, and I'm sorry I didn't get a lot of improv content. Mark, we were leaving, he's like, you forgot to pull out your phone. I was like, I know, it's hard. It's like our fun time, and I don't want to be like in everybody's face with a camera, so I try not to be as much, but then I forget like in the moments I can to do it. It's okay. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, now it is time for bed. So I will see you in the next video, which I have a couple ideas of what that's going to be, but I'm not 100% sure. But it'll be soon. It'll be very soon. So thanks for hanging, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Okay. All right. She out. Bye.